Please join me in a special honor tonight in presenting with praise, thanks, and honor from all of us in Salmon Nation to honor the 2011 Ecotrust Indigenous Leadership Award for Charles Chuck Sands III.
Good evening. I want to thank Spencer, Beebe, Rick, all of you here tonight for allowing me to be in this place and receive this great honor. My Indian name is Mockingbird with Big Heart. I received that from my grandfather, the late Pedro Jim, head man of the Kokopah people. When I was in high school, I asked him, why did you name me that? Mockingbird with a big heart. He said, you have to go out into the outside world and you have to learn new and exciting things, new ways of managing our landscape, our resources. And you have to be able to learn those things and bring what's good home and leave what's bad in the outside world. Wakanish Naknuith Muma, I am a keeper of the salmon. I take that honor, I take that title very seriously. As being part of Salmon Nation, coming from the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation, from a place called Thorn Hollow, which is our allotted land, is where I first learned about salmon. My grandfather, the late Charles F. Sams Sr., would take me up and down our tributaries along the Umatilla River, on Buckaroo Creek, Esculpa, Meacham, on the north and south fork of the Umatilla. And as I reflected back about where my education truly began in natural resource management, I can remember a day in 1975 walking with my grandfather up Esculpa Creek. And he said, we're going to build dams along the creek. And as any kid would, I got down and built little dams, which he explained to me were weirs. He said, we build these weirs so that salmon have somewhere to rest as they're making their way back home up these tributaries. This is a responsibility we've had since time began. It wasn't until later that I learned the salmon had been extinct on our river. At that point, by over 50 years. Through hard work, through negotiating, through using the best sciences that we could bring, by working with young people in Salmon Corps, by 1996, we've seen the first run of salmon return back to the Umatilla River. It wasn't much later after that building of the weirs that I finally heard the story of how we got this responsibility to be the keepers of the salmon. For when time began, the only thing that lived and inherited on the earth were the animals. There were no humans. Creator said, I want to create this thing called human. And so he sent down Coyote to go find all the things that were going to create this thing called human. He told Coyote to go out and find gifts to create this thing called human. Coyote started from what we now know as Mount Adams, and he come out of the snowpack, and he was looking up and he saw an eagle. And he yelled up to Eagle, Eagle, Creator is making this thing called human. He wants to know if you can give a gift. The eagle gave part of his eyesight. This is a good gift. He put it in his medicine bag. And Eagle screamed out, this way he can see the beauty of the landscape before him. Coyote made his way into the tree line, to the timbers. As he looked up, he saw an owl. And he yelled up to Owl and asked the same question. What gift can you provide this thing called human that Creator is creating? And the owl said, I will provide part of my hearing so he can hear the wind, he can hear the sounds, and he can hear our languages. Another good gift. He put it in the medicine bag. As he broke through the timber, he saw an elk standing in a field, in a meadow. And he yelled over to Elk, "Elk, what is this thing called human is coming? The Creator wants to know what gift you can give." Elk said, "I'll give part of my hide so he'll have something to protect himself with, to protect himself against the elements so that he can live off the land." These gifts kept going and going until finally Coyote made it to Salila Falls. And the salmon were returning. And the salmon jumped up into an eddy. And he yells out over the roar of the falls, "Salmon, this thing called human is coming. And Creator is going to create it and wants to know what gift you can give." Salmon made its way over to the eddy, and it jumped up and stood up. And it said, "I'll give 2 gifts. 1, I will give up my body completely so the human can nourish itself and sustain itself on the land. This is a good gift. 2, I will give up my voice completely so that they will have a common language on the landscape. And it's where from this area we get the Chinook jargon. These are 2 of the greatest gifts. As Coyote was preparing to put them into the medicine pouch, Salmon said, "But for one thing, a covenant must be made with us, that they be our keepers, that they protect us, that they preserve us, and all the other creatures that live on the world." This is the covenant that we all have here in Salmon Nation, Indian and non-Indian alike, to ensure the survivability and the prosperity of the salmon, so that they can feed the people as they fed us here tonight. Again, I want to thank you all. It's been an honor, and I'm very honored tonight to receive this blanket and receive this gift from Ecotrust. And I thank the board of directors, the group that oversaw this. There's no greater honor than having fellow natives look back on your career and say, "You're doing good things, but keep moving forward." Good to see you.